Good morning, everyone. Now come to the another unit, that is planning. In the previous session, we have talked about the functions of management, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Now separately, we will discuss that what planning is, how organizing can be done, how staffing takes place, what is the process of directing, and how controlling can be done. So here we are going to talk about planning. See, in the previous, these are the topics to be covered, like concept, nature, importance of planning, objective, what is policies, what are the procedures, what is strategies, and how decision making can be done. These are the learning outcomes to develop and evaluate alternate managerial choices and to identify optimal solution, to exhibit effective decision making skill and critical thinking ability. So, planning is very important because without planning, nothing can be accomplished. So, that's why it is being said to make an organization successful, planning is an planning is a paramount activity. Planning means we need to decide in advance. Then, what is required to decide means to say that what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and who is the person who will do it. Planning means we are required to set our goal that what is to be done. It is a process to decide in the present that what is to be done in future. The activity will take place in future, but at this present moment we need to decide that what is to be done. This is very important terminology. Like whenever we talk about planning, yes, it is expected that you need to think before doing. So if you are going to do anything, you must think that why I am doing this, how it can be done, whether it is possible to do or not. These all questions need to arise and must be addressed properly. It is the predetermined course of action. Means, as I have told, that you need to determine your goal, that what you are going to achieve, what you are going to accomplish. This must be determined. That goal determination is very much important, and that's why it is said that planning is the predetermined course of action, that what you are going to do in future. It is today's projection for tomorrow's activity. Yes, now I will decide that what I will do in future. It is deciding in the present that what is to be done in future. In other words, to plan is to produce a scheme for future action to bring about a specific result. Yes, whenever we are talking about management, we have discussed so many times that conversion of input into output, and it must be done in best and cheapest way. Then what output you are required, that is very much important, because without determining that what output we want, in that case what are the inputs required, how process can be done, which will not be possible. In that case, determining that what is to be done is very much important. And now, when you will determine that what is to be done, or can say you will determine your goal, it is exactly anticipation of decision making. That's why it is said as anticipatory decision making. Now, types of plans. As you can see here, there are three types of plan. The first one is a strategic plan, the second one is operational, and the third one is contingency plan. Strategic plans means deciding the objective of an organization. So, whenever you are determining the future course of action, or can say determining the goal, in that case, what you are doing, you are actually deciding that what objective to be accomplished, that what objective, that why this target is what the target is, and then only you can arrange the resources to fulfill that particular objective. So this is called a strategic plan. We decide, we determine our objective over there. The another point is operational plan, that is also called technical plan. The operational plan provides the details, the how a strategic plan can be accomplished. Means to say, if you have determined to produce 100 units, in that case, this is my target, and by operational plan, we can provide the details that how this target can be accomplished. And in most of the time, you can find that there are two separate definitions of operational and tactical plan, but most of the time, more or less, these both terminologies are similar to each other. Tactic are the means needed to activate a strategy to make it work. So whenever required, the act, or how we need to activate a strategy, that it is that particular strategy can be accomplished, that is comes under tactical plan. Now the another point is contingency plan. Yes, we all know that what is the importance of contingency. We have gone through the mm, modern techniques of management, and we know that situational analysis is very much important. Yes, we have determined our objective, we have planned well that how the strategic plan will be accomplished, but there are contingent situations. So in that case, you have to keep all options open. If you will be rigid at that point of time, the smooth functioning of an organization, the smooth functioning, uh, or the smooth walk towards the objective will not be possible. That's why there is need of contingency plan. So in a strategic plan, we have determined that what the objective is. The in operational plan, we have determined that how the strategic plan will be contingent, will be accomplished. And in contingency plan, actually we will be keeping all options open, because we need to accomplish those objective, those target, those goals. So in that case, these all plans are very much important. Now, the policy and the procedure. Policy provides a broad guideline for managers to follow when dealing with important areas of decision making. There must be a policy to be followed, because policies are general statements that explains how a manager should attempt to handle routine management responsibilities. So in our day-to-day life, we cannot decide the code of conduct, we cannot decide the guidelines on a day to day basis. So there must be a policy. On the basis of that, we can proceed further. Now, procedure, this is the another terminology, because procedures explain that how activities or tasks are to be carried out. Most organizations have their own procedure to be followed. This already been discussed. Steps in the planning process. Firstly, what we will do, establishing objective, and for that, further collecting and forecasting of information, then developing planning premises, then search for alternatives, then evaluation of alternatives, then selection of plan, then formulation of derivative plan, and at last securing cooperation and participation. So in all these points, you have seen that search of alternative is very much important. I have to decide that uh, what is to be done. In that case, what are the alternative options I have. In that case, if 1 2 3 4 5 6, these all are my alternative options, or can say these all are my alternatives. So in that case, why I should go for 2, why I should go for 4, or why I should not go for 5? In that case, evaluation among alternatives are very much important. What does it mean? I'll compare that why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and whether they stand. And on the basis of the checklist, I will choose one alternative as my plan. So I have chosen one. In that case, based on an evaluation, I have fridged this one. Not that randomly I thought that one can be okay and two is not okay. I have chosen one on rejected two. No, it is not like that. I have evaluated the alternative, and on the basis of the comparison and checklist, I have chosen the one. Once you have chosen or decided an alternative, in that case, formulating derivative plan is also important. Means if one will not work, what will work? So in that case, again there is a need of derivative plan. So if I have chosen 3 as my derivative plan, in that case, if one will not work, I'll go for 3. So it must be clear to you, because if one fails, in that case you need to work from zero, and it won't be possible. It will create trouble to you. So at the time of searching of alternative and evaluation of alternative, you need to decide that what will be my derivative plan. So these are the steps in the planning process. Basically, it is searching the alternative, evaluating the alternative, selection of best alternative, then formulation of derivative plan, and at last securing cooperation and participation. These you need to keep in your mind every time when you are exercising the planning process. Now, decision making. Yes, decision making means to choose. So whatever alternatives where you have, in that case, what you have done? See, if you have gone with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what you did? If you have chosen one, in that case, you were cutting away this all, and you have came to a conclusion. Here you have decided that what is right for me. So decision making means we are choosing among alternatives. Always you will have an option whether you are going to purchase a dress for you, whether you are going to purchase a college for you, whether you are going to decide a mobile for you. You have alternative option based on your important considering factors. So once you have chosen one, it means one means the specific or the particular one. It means you have came to a conclusion. You have decided among alternatives. So this is decision making. Now, decision making. In decision making, what we do? Recognition of the problem. That what is the problem? The second step is gathering information relevant to the problem. Third step is evaluating alternative course of action, and finally selecting the best alternative. So you have again uh, seen that firstly we need to identify the problem, then we need to gather the information which are relevant to the problem, and again then you need to evaluate the alternative course of action, and finally you need to select the best alternative. This is all about decision making process. With an example, I made you clear, more clear. If you are suffering from fever, in that case you will take some medicine, which all are aware of that I need to take crocin or calpol. These are the general medicine. But whenever you are going or suffering with some critical illness, in that case you will find an expert for that. So firstly, recognition of the problem is very much important, that whether I am suffering from mild fever or there are some another symptoms also. Based on that, you will choose a medicine, or you will choose to go for the expert advice. So recognition of problem is very much important. After that, with this problem, what are the information which are relevant you need to gather? If you require expert expert advice, then in that case you need to diagnose the problem, like who can be the expert, what are the symptoms. So in that case, gathering relevant information is very much important. The third step is listing and evaluating alternative course of action. What are the options I have? So here again we are doing 1 2 3 4 5, these are the experts to whom I can visit, and based on the calculation ki kitna distance hai, review kya hai, based on the certain factors I have chosen one expert. So in that case, that expert that you have chosen, it becomes specific or particular to whom you will like to visit. So in that case, identification of problem is very much important, that how you are identifying your problem. Then again, you need to gather the information which are relevant to the problem. The third, you need to evaluate the alternatives, and at last you need to choose one alternative. Whenever you are diagnosing the problem, it is very much important that diagnosis must be very careful, because every solution is depending upon the identification of problem. If you will recognizing the problem very clearly, in that case it can be solved in very efficient way. But if the problem is not being recognized well, in that case the best alternative cannot be chosen. So identifying the problem, then gathering information related to problem, then further evaluating the problem, and choosing the best suitable or best alternative option. These are the decision making process. Now, techniques of decision making. There are four techniques: brainstorming, nominal group technique, Delphi technique, and didactic technique. These are the four techniques of decision making. So you can see here that starting from brainstorming, what we do, actually we take a group of people between 5 to 10 and ask them to generate the idea. Once I have identified a problem, in that case I will be asking people to generate the idea. So the focus is on generating the idea. Through brainstorming, actually what we are doing, we are going to generate the idea. I'll be asking people to come towards the board and write their idea uh, with a piece of chalk on the board. At last, when everyone will done, in that case, the all ideas must be visible to each one. So people can say that what others said, what are their viewpoint, and in that case, they may compare also that which can be the best suitable alternative. So this is the first technique. The second technique is nominal group technique. It is actually similar to brainstorming, but in that case, the changes is that we will be asking people to write their ideas on a piece of paper, and the group coordinator will be writing all the information or the all the ideas on a board. So in that case, this is more comparatively more better. The simple reason is because the domination of personality will be rectified and removed in this nominal group technique. Now the Delphi technique. Yes, in Delphi technique, experts will be asked through a questionnaire that what solution can be for this particular problem, and the process will be repeated until we reach towards a solution. And the last one is didactic. There are some problems whose answer can be done in simply yes and no. So for a problem, we will be identifying the pros of the problem, and for the same problem, we will be identifying that what are the cons of the problem. So based on the pros and cons, we will be choosing that whether I am going for this or whether I am not going for that. So these are the techniques of decision making. This is all about problem solving. Further, we'll be talking about organizing. Thank you.